take off those floaties because we're jumping into the deep end today. The deep end of our minds. Actually, not even my mind. Someone who's a lot smarter than me. And his name is Roland Barthes. He's a French guy, so he's probably not actually even I don't even know how to say his name. That's how much smarter he is than I am. Hey guys, my name is Aaron Nace. You can find me on Twitter at AKNacer. And Phlearn is all about making you better as a photographer. And sometimes that means reading books like this. This guy is a philosopher, and he wrote this book, Camera Lucida, and it's actually brilliant, but you don't have to read it. That's what Phlearn's about. We do all this stuff for you, so you don't have to do it. And I'm going to be completely honest, I didn't even read it either. But Amelia did read it, because she's the smart one here at Phlearn. And we're going to be talking about two of the main principles, and I did study these in depth. The two of the main principles from this book, and those are principles that are going to help you make your images better. And we're going to look at those images and kind of break apart a few of the images, and then I'm going to tell you guys how you can apply these principles to make your images stand out from the crowd. So what are these super secret brainy things? So they're called the Studium and the Punctum. Basically, here's what they are as an overview. The Studium is more of like the broad sense of what the image is. It's what gives you the attention in the image. So it's, you know, the aesthetics of the image, how it was lit, composed, and things like that. This is what makes an image attractive. And the punctum of an image is, it can be an idea, it can be an emotion, it can be a physical object. But basically, it is a very small detail, not small in size, but it is a detail that is off from everything else about what you would naturally expect. It causes the viewer to see the photo in a different way, and it's just that little bit of surprise. And the punctum, according to Barthes anyway, if you guys are French or speak French, feel free to correct my pronunciation. The punctum is the one thing that actually makes the photo. And for this, we're looking at a bunch of photos by this amazing artist named Katerina. We're going to link to her below. So here's an image of a girl, let's say, it completely without this girl there. This is a beautiful image. See, the sunlight's coming through and everything like that. But the Studium is how the shot is lit, the colors and everything like that. But the punctum is not only the fact that there's a girl in this photo, but she's resting on a wall that's completely vertical. So that is the punctum in this photo. And we're going to do a few more examples because it's kind of like weird to know the difference. And I'm sure this guy understood a little bit better than I do, but not a big deal. We'll continue giving some examples. So here's another photo by the same artist, and the Studium is the fact that it's a pretty girl. She's lit well. You know, she's got this expression on her face. It's relatively blank, the colors and everything like that. And alone by that, the image is pretty good. Like it'll stand up, and it's a pretty okay image. But the punctum, obviously, you can see in this photograph, is the little tarantula. It's not little, actually. The giant tarantula that's on her neck. And it's just that kind of like out of place element that makes this image, it puts it over the top. It makes it all that much more interesting. And without this tarantula being on her neck, the image as a whole wouldn't be nearly as effective as it is with it there. Let's look at one more, and then I'm going to give you guys some things that you can kind of draw from that. Let's see, this one here. No, I like this one here. Okay, so this is another image by the same artist again. We're looking a bunch from the same artist because I'm in love with her right now. And the Studium is the image as a whole. The composition is great. The colors are really good. And then the punctum is the fact that there's a little pomegranate. Not only is she munching on a pomegranate, but there's something like resting above the windowsill. And you can even see the juices kind of squirting down her neck. So this image, would it have been as effective without the pomegranate? I don't think so. It wouldn't have been a bad image. It, you know, still the rest of the elements in the image are okay, but the punctum makes it a lot more important. It just makes it a lot more interesting too. And we've talked on Phlearn, especially, you know, when we were doing our critiques and things like that, about creating a story through your images. And to me, what I get out of this is the punctum is what creates that story. It's what takes it to another level. It what takes this girl from just being a girl sitting in a windowsill to a girl sitting in there and she's kind of like looking off in another direction, eating a pomegranate. Like maybe she just stole this from someone and she's like trying to hide it while she eats it. I don't know, but it's like a story now, and it's a lot more interesting. So let's look at a couple more examples, and then I'm going to show you guys how to put these in your images, and you're going to be better photographers because of it. Awesome. This is, again, if you don't, if I'm explaining this anywhere near intelligently, you'll probably know what the punctum is in this photo. This image as a whole totally works without the girl in the red dress coming out of the window. But the fact that she's there makes it something worth noting. That is the one detail in this photo that makes it something different from every other picture of a building that you've seen before. So we've got a bunch of examples. Here's a great one. Yeah, it's got a little bit of side boob in it, so, you know, that's definitely a positive. Here on Phlearn, we appreciate things like side boob. This is a girl in the woods, and the composition, the shot, overall, it really is a great shot. The colors and everything work. But really what sets this apart from any other image that would be similar to this is the mirror that's placed in this. So it gives us like another world to kind of look into. It gives us another view of the same girl from the other side. And it does make it a lot more interesting because this isn't even like a regular mirror. Like, look at it. It's kind of like tattered and beaten, and I don't even know how they did this. But that's what the punctum is. It's this extra element that's placed in your photo to make it that much more interesting. So how can you use this in your own work? Well, ideally, the punctum would actually be something that made sense and would make a story with it. And we can see in this image here, maybe the punctum is the fact that this girl's wearing the, crown of, they're not thorns here, but I think it's suggested of the crown of thorns. You can see they're not using color here. It's a strictly black and white image, but the punctum still makes an effect. So if you guys want to add that extra level of depth into your photographs and you don't really know, or you just don't, your brain doesn't really work, I have a suggestion for you. You can take a book or a magazine. This is the magazine, and you can open it up to a random page. I'm gonna do this right now. I'm closing my eyes and I'm gonna point at something. Okay, and what did I point at here? Actually, I don't even know what this, my finger is on a hibiscus. It's on a print of a hibiscus flower. So the next image that I create, I'm going to put a hibiscus in it, and it's going to be completely random, and it's going to be my punctum. Now I'm sure Barthes is rolling around in his grave, and he's like, Aaron, you are bastardizing my ideas. But there's a point where if you're not completely confident in what these things are and what they actually do mean to you, putting just a completely random element in your photo can kind of help you create that story there. And what I mean by this is, don't just stick something in your photo and be like, okay, well, I put that in my photo and now it means something. But by drawing something that is what would appear to be completely random and putting that into your photo, it can start your mind thinking on what an actual story might be with everything that's happening in the image. So if this hibiscus was in this photo, when I think of hibiscus, I think of something where tropical, I think of something sweet, I think of like fresh, and I think of color. So you could take that sort of thing and then develop a story around that as well. And then composition and your entire shot would be your studium. And then that little individual detail, or maybe it would be a little bit of bumblebee on the hibiscus that we didn't expect, or something silly like a scorpion or like a centipede coming out of the hibiscus. See, now we're getting punctum time, baby. Yeah, we're on the same page, aren't we? So that's the studium and the punctum, and this is probably the last time we'll ever try to sound intelligent on Phlearn because it was hard for me. Let me know, guys. Did this resonate at all with you? Are you like, whoa, over the head? I don't like it. If you want to read this book, you may. You have to be relatively intelligent to get it. So that tells you about how much of it I understood. But still a good book. Thanks so much for watching Phlearn, guys. Are you using anything like these? Are there elements in your photographs that you put in there or you've noticed in other people's photographs and you haven't really understood the importance of them until they were pointed out by someone more intelligent than all of us? Let me know. If you guys find those pictures on the internet, post them on Phlearn. If they have if they're one of your pictures and you look back and you say, this picture is successful and I never even realized it because it had this element in it, and it could be the punctum that made it great. By the way, this book is produced by Hill and Wang, which is really funny to me. Wang. Yeah, this guy uses really big words.
He's a philosopher.
You're a philosopher. I'm a philosopher, you.